Okay, we have a bunch of stuff to go over today. I have tested quite a few products lately, and I want to give you my final thoughts on them. A lot of lip products and a lot of cheek products. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I've got another round of speed reviews for you, and so let's get started. We have a lot. The way that I structure my speed reviews is I break it down into 4 major categories. It's just a way for me to organize my thoughts. So the first category is yes, yes, yes. These are products that I absolutely love, that I would absolutely recommend, things that I'm really enjoying using lately. The next category is good but not great. So these are things that are good but not great. Self-explanatory. They're not like my ultimate favorite products. Maybe there's a caveat to them, something I would change about them to make them like extra good, but they're still good products. The next category is meh. So these are things that are kind of middle of the road. They're not bad, but they're not good. They're just kind of take it or leave it. And maybe they would be good for somebody else and maybe just not fitting my preference. And then the last category is it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not.
And in this category, these are things that I don't like, things that I don't recommend. I don't think you should waste your money on them. Plain and simple. And just a disclaimer before we get started, this is all based just on my own opinion. If you have a different opinion than me on these products, that is totally okay, and it's bound to happen considering everybody has different preferences, different skin types, different things they're looking for in their makeup. So take this with a grain of salt. These are just my opinions. Okay, so starting with the yes, yes, yes category, I have the Makeup Revolution Blush Balm. I've only ever tried one other product from Makeup Revolution, which is their cream bronzer, and I've heard really bad things about Makeup Revolution, but I actually enjoy the cream bronzer and this a lot. So this is a liquid blush. It comes in a doe foot applicator style, and I have the shade Peach Filter, by the way. I'm gonna link all of these products that I talk about today down below in the description box if you're interested in checking them out. I love this color. In the component, it looks really like bright neon peachy orange, but actually blended out on the cheeks, it just looks really soft and pretty. I love the texture of this. It is incredibly easy to blend and it shears out, it builds up. You can make it less pigmented, you can make it more pigmented. It's really adjustable in terms of the pigment. I have oily skin, really acne prone skin. I'm not one for a dewy cheek, but I think this gives like the perfect amount of a sheen, dewy look to the cheek without being greasy, without being tacky, but it definitely gives a hydrated look to the cheek. So if that's something you like, I think you would really enjoy this. Even if you're a beginner with liquid blushes, they're really easy to blend out. I like the Rare Beauty ones, but those are really more finicky. You have to be careful. This one you don't have to be as careful with. So I really appreciate that. And of course, this is affordable because it's Makeup Revolution. I really like this product a lot. I've been enjoying it a lot. Okay, all the rest of the products in the top category are lip products. So let me just whiz through these. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Flower Plump Up Gloss Stick. I have mine in the shade Toasty. So I actually literally just bought the Tarte version of this. I haven't even used it yet. I just got it in the other day from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. But Flower Beauty has been kind of like a dupe brand, right? They've been doing a lot of dupey type products. And I think they're trying to go for that same Tarte Maracuja Lip Juicy Plump, whatever the name of that thing is. I really love this. The color is so beautiful. It's like a cinnamon color, like a reddish, brownish, warm. Oh, such a beautiful color. It has like a medium pigment to it. It's not completely opaque, but it's not completely sheer. So you do get that tint that you're seeing in the tube. It's very emollient, but I like the shape of this. Like it's small enough so that it fits my lips perfectly. I don't like ones that are super emollient that have a really big applicator, like the Makeup by Mario thing, because it would get all outside my lip line. It was not a good look. But this one, Precise application. It has a minty feel to it. So if you don't like that, you wouldn't like this. I don't feel like it burns or anything like that. It is a click up component. So once you click it up, it doesn't go down, but it is very emollient. So once you use it like once or twice, it melts away. But if you love a slightly pigmented glossy lip with a little bit of a minty sensation, you would really enjoy this. It's such a beautiful lip product. All right, the next lip product I want to talk about that I've been enjoying is the Essence Extreme Care Hydrating Glossy Lip Balm, longest name ever. I guess these companies have to come up with new names so they don't violate a copyright law, right? I'm guessing. So this is in the shade Milky Cocoa, and it is just this really light, cool tone brown. I love popping this just in the center of my lips if I have like a darker lip color, and it doesn't smell like anything, and it doesn't taste like anything, which with Essence lip products, and Essence products in general, they tend to be scented very strongly. So this one doesn't have a scent, which I appreciate. And I do really like the applicator. It's a curved doe foot, so it really hugs the lips so nicely. They're calling it a glossy lip balm. I wouldn't call it a lip balm. It's a gloss. It's a thicker gloss, but it's not sticky. It coats your lips so nice, but I will say it's quite pigmented. And because it's so thick, I use a very small amount. I literally just put it in the middle of my lips, blot my lips together, or use my finger. I think if I really loaded it on, it would be too thick. It would be a little just not pleasant, but the way that I've been using it, I've been so enjoying it. It gives that milky brown tint to the lips. It's really beautiful and unique in my collection, which is hard to do with the amount of lip products I have. Okay, a couple other lip products that I've been loving this month are the Glamolite and Chucky Lip Kit. So this is an absolutely beautiful lip kit. I think the formula of both of these products is so good. I love the packaging, the Chucky packaging, and I really enjoy the colors. So this is the Chucky one. They have a Tiff one. I didn't get the Tiff one. It's like, for my skin tone, a deeper nude. The pencil is deeper than the lipstick. So if you like that ombre lip, you would like this. So as you can see, the pencil is a dark brown. Then the lipstick is slightly more pinky, but it is significantly lighter than the lip liner. And also on the actual component, there is embossed like these dripping hearts. Very, very good detail. Really just, the packaging on this collection as a whole is so, so good. So I really enjoy these two together, and I'm not one for like an ombre lip per se, but something about this lip duo, when I put them on together and after like, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes, they end up kind of morphing together. So there's not this like harsh difference in color between the lip liner and the lipstick, because I feel like both of these are just that perfect texture. They're not so creamy that they're going all over your face, but they're not super dry matte where you put them on and they don't move from where they are. They end up kind of getting a slightly creamy, satiny type of texture, and they end up kind of moving and like combining together. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. It's a gorgeous duo. Even if you don't love an ombre lip, I still think you would like this because it doesn't look harsh. And of course you can use these on their own with different products as well, but really good satin lipstick formula, really good regular pencil, but still creamy lip liner. And then I have to say, my favorite thing that I've tried this past month or so, it's not a new product, but it's new to me. And I'm really glad I ended up picking up these products. I'm really glad. I bought the 3 Natasha Denona My Dream lip products from her My Dream collection. Love. These are My Dream lip products as well. I'm not a pink girl. I really don't wear pink lipstick. I don't think it suits my complexion, and I just don't like how it looks on me personally most of the time. But the tone of the pink of these products is neutral. So it's not super like bubblegum pink, and it's not like that kind of weird pink that makes your teeth look yellow. It is just the perfect neutral pink. And the formula of all 3 of these products is spectacular. So I do have the lip liner on underneath a gloss that I will talk about later. This is the I Need a Nude Lip Crayon in Natasha, and it is a regular, well, it's like a hybrid pencil. It's not like actual pencil, but you still sharpen it, you know what I mean? And so the color is just, like I said, a perfect neutral pink that is not too light, that it looks weird on my lips, but it's not overly deep either. It just gives like the right amount of pigment, the right tone. I don't know, it's so beautiful. The lipstick is so beautiful. It is a weighted component. It has a soft matte touch. It feels expensive, and it is expensive, so it should feel expensive. The formula of this is so good. This lipstick formula is really unique. It is full coverage. It glides on the lips, but it doesn't feel too emollient, but it has a shine to it. So you could wear it without gloss and still get that kind of glossy effect without worrying about it going everywhere. It still gives that shiny glossy effect while being opaque, while being long wearing. It's a wonderful formula. And then the gloss I've really been enjoying as well. I would say that it is like semi-pigmented. Again, it's not super opaque, but you're definitely going to get that color. But really love this gloss formula. It's very comfortable. It's not sticky. I would say it's not thick and it's not thin. It's just kind of right in the middle. It's a good gloss formula. Again, the packaging is really nice. This trio is so good. I did not pick this up when it first launched. I bought the cheek palette and I bought the eyeshadow palette, both of which, by the way, I absolutely love and are some of my favorite products in my collection. And I skipped on the lip products because obviously doing all of that at once is quite pricey, but I will say it was worth the money for me. I actually ended up buying these at Ulta when they first launched at Ulta because they've been sold out on the Sephora website for a really long time. So I will link these down in the description box at Ulta if you are interested. And I did use a coupon because Ulta has coupons all the time. So I would suggest that. But I think if you like the colors and you like the formulas I just described, you would not be disappointed. I've been so enjoying them. Okay, now we're gonna go into the good, but not great category, all right? So my first product, I mean, this is right at the top. It's almost in the yes, yes, yes category, and I've been using it so much. This is the Oma by Sharon C Flawless in Real Life Bronzer in the shade On Point. So this is from Walmart. It is Oma Beauty's drugstore sister brand. And I did actually, and do not look at the hair that's in there, okay? I think it's from my brush. That's what we're gonna say. This is the second lightest shade. I did buy the lightest shade, which was called Shady, and it was way too light for me. It did not show up on my skin tone. So I would say if you're very, very fair, that's a good option. It's more on the cool tone side. So if that's something you like, you might enjoy it. The only reason I don't love this is I find this is a little warm for my preference. I just think it is what I'm wearing on my face today, by the way. I just think it's a little warm. Now, maybe when I'm a little bit tanner, I'll like it better, but right now where my skin tone is, it's a little orange for me personally. I think the formula of this is so good. It is more of a cream to powder formula. So for me with oily skin, it lasts really nicely. It doesn't look greasy, but it's also very easy to blend out. So really love the formula. I like clear acrylic packaging. I just do. I just don't love this color. I wish that there was one that was a little more neutral. But other than that, formula-wise, it's great. All right, Essence launched a whole bunch of new stuff like at the beginning of the year. So you're gonna see a lot of Essence in this speed reviews. So the next thing is the Essence Baby Got Blush Stick. I have mine in the shade Rose All Day. So the packaging feels very cheap. It is very cheap. It is very cheap. One thing I don't love about this with the packaging being cheap is this cover sometimes, if you don't really push it, it will not stay on. Like it'll end up coming off. And with a cream blush stick, you wanna make sure that you got the cap secured because it will dry out. I like how small it is. With my collection, I'm never gonna go through a stick blush because I have so many blushes, so I don't mind it being small and it's good for travel. I really like the color. It isn't like a neutral pink. It goes with a lot of different looks, whether I'm wearing a warm tone look, a cool tone look, a neutral look. It's a really versatile color. The way that I always use cream or liquid blushes, to be honest with you, is I take it from my brush onto my cheek. I don't draw it. I'm too scared for that. So what I do is I take my brush, just for example, I'm just gonna grab any brush. I go onto the stick like this, and then I blend it out. I would say the pigmentation of this is buildable. Using it in that way, it's pretty sheer. So just be aware of that, but it does build up nicely. I do get it to a place where it looks good. The finish is kind of satin. It's not matte, it's not dewy. It's just a good satin finish. The thing that I don't like about this is the scent. It is incredibly strong, and you even smell it while you're applying it. It doesn't linger for a really long time, but I just don't like the scent. It's just a very strong, like fruity scent, but also perfumey fruity scent. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm coming to find I'm pretty sensitive with scents. I don't love the scent. All the other things I said about it, and I don't love the packaging. See, I didn't even have it secured. It's a good product, but it's not the best. Okay, the next product I want to talk about is the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. I have mine in the shade Pretty Peach. So this is a baked blush, obviously I just said that. But it's a glowy blush. And this particular shade really reminds me of Milani Luminoso. Let me tell you my preferences. I kind of wish I had said this in the beginning, but I am looking for the Goldilocks of cheek products. Like, I don't want something too pigmented. I don't want something too sheer. I want something just right. Same thing with finishes. I like for my cheeks, not something too matte, not something too dewy, something right in the middle, something just right, where it's like a healthy look to the skin without it being too sheeny, because I have a lot of acne on my face and I don't love the emphasis that a cheek product like that will put on my cheeks. Anyway, with all that being said, I don't really love the Milani baked blushes. I find they're too sheeny for me and not enough pigment. Like, it's much more of a sheer pigment with a lot of sparkle, in my opinion, in my experience. This is a way better option, I think, for a glowy blush formula. It's very glowy. It's very glowy. Be aware of that. Like, if you don't want something too glowy, I wouldn't even go for this. But I will say, as someone who doesn't love a glowy blush and I don't prefer a glowy blush, I actually like this blush. It has a decent amount of pigment. So it looks like I'm wearing blush that has a sheen versus I'm putting a highlighter on that has a slight tint of a blush to it. So I love the pigmentation level. It's buildable, but the more you build it, the shinier it's gonna get, so be aware of that. I really love a peach blush. I like that it's not glitter. Like, there's no glitter in this. Definitely get a sheen. If you turn your head, you're gonna see the sheen. But I think this is one of the better sheeny blushes, glowy blushes that I've tried. I actually really enjoy it. I also like using this as more of like a blush topper if I'm wearing a cream or liquid blush and I just want to add a little bit of something to it. I'll just take a really fluffy brush and put this on top, but you can use it on its own as well. All right, I have another Essence product to talk about. So this is the Hydra Matte Lipstick. Hate the packaging. Like, it looks like Claire's makeup. So then you open it up. I love this color. I hate the name. Honestly. Whose job is it to name these lipsticks? I think they need to take a week off. So, Hydra Matte. I was kind of confused about what that meant when I first bought it. It's a matte lipstick. I mean, I think they're just trying to say it's a matte lipstick that's not overly drying. And that's what it is. I love this color. I think it's so, so beautiful, this brown. I loved wearing this with that Essence gloss because this is a little bit deeper of a brown, and then I would pop this right in the center and it was perfect. I love it. I love the color. I hate the scent. It is extremely strongly scented. The same scent as this, like fruity but perfumey fruity. I don't mind if a lip gloss has a scent to it, but I want it to be like not super strong, and I definitely don't want it to be perfumey because I feel like when I have a lip product that's perfumey, I can taste it in the back of my throat, and I don't like that. I don't want that. So the scent on this makes it not be in the top category because I like everything else about it. I like how pigmented it is. I like the lasting power. It is a matte lipstick, so it has minimal transfer, but it lasts really long on the lips and it looks great, but I just don't like the scent. The next product, lots of lip products, I told you. The next products I want to talk about are the Unearthly Cosmetics lip glosses. So I have two shades, Zest and Drizzle. So Zest is like a sparkly orange, but the sparkle is extremely fine that you can hardly see it. So if you're scared of sparkly glosses, you would still like this. And then Drizzle is what I'm wearing on my lips today. I've been loving Drizzle. Like, this pinky nude is everything. I love the packaging. The snow globe packaging is so, so pretty. And I love the scent. Now, this is an example of a good scent because it's not super strong. I can smell it like when I'm holding it this close to my nose. Once I apply it, I can't taste it. I would say that these are a medium level of pigment, which is my favorite. You're still gonna get that pigment that you're seeing in the tube, but you can sheer it out. You can manipulate it depending on what you're wearing underneath. So this is Zest and this is Drizzle. Love. Now, I have talked about these on my channel before. I think they are a very unique formula. They're more of a balmy gloss. Like this one is calling itself a balmy gloss. It's not. This is a balmy gloss. It's hard to explain. So once you put it on, it's not like super glossy. Like you can feel like a thick gloss on your lips. It's nothing like that. It lasts a really long time and it feels like a lip balm. Like that's all I can say about it. It feels like a lip balm. It's very pleasant feeling. It doesn't give the most amount of shine, but I think it's really a really pretty formula. I do have a code with Unearthly Cosmetics, by the way. It is Rachel. If you want to save 10% off, it is affiliated. So thank you so much if you do use my code. These just aren't going in the top category because they're just not my favorite gloss formula. I prefer something a little glossier than this, but it is a very good, long-wearing, balmy, comfortable gloss if you want something like that, something that's not like overly glossy. It's really pretty. All right, the last lip product in this category I want to talk about is the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil or Lip Drip Fat, whatever, this product. I have mine in the shade Follow Back. I love this shade. It is like a warm nude with some sparkle, but again, the sparkle's pretty fine, so you're really not gonna see much. It is, I would say, a more sheer formula. And they're calling this a lip oil. I don't feel like it's a lip oil at all. Like it doesn't feel oily to me at all. It feels like a lip gloss. It feels like a comfortable, nice lip gloss. It doesn't feel like a lip oil to me at all. If you're expecting like something really oily, very emollient, hydrating, I don't feel that it is at all. I feel like it's just a lip gloss. So, but with that being said, it's a nice lip gloss. I like how it looks on the lips. Is it my favorite lip gloss formula? No. I also don't love when you pull this out, not a ton of product comes out on this fat doe foot. You would think it would. Like, see, there's only like a tiny little bit on the tip. So I have to dip in several times to get the right amount of product that I want. But I like the shade. I like the effect on the lips. I probably am not, well, I'm definitely not gonna repurchase it when it's done. It's not something I really need in my collection, but it's definitely not a bad product. All right, and then we had ColourPop came out with permanent blushes, bronzers, and highlighters in their pressed powder formula, and I bought a few of each. So the blushes and the bronzers are going in this category. So I have two shades of the bronzers. I have Avila Beach and Summerland Beach. This is the lightest shade. This is the second to lightest shade. I don't feel like either one of these works for me, which is unfortunate. If you like that more sheer formula, if you feel like you go overboard with bronzer, this is gonna be your best friend because you really can pack this on and it looks good. Like it doesn't look overly pigmented. Avila Beach is pretty darn light on me. I have to really build it up to make it look like there's anything on my face. And then Summerland Beach is too warm for my preference. So again, I wish there was something in between that was more neutral. And I think I've discovered something about myself with cheek products, kind of like the Goldilocks thing. I like things that aren't too lightly pigmented, as well as I don't like things that are too pigmented because I don't want to have to build something up because I don't like going like this on my cheek. I feel like I disrupt everything underneath. So I want something that I can build up with a couple of strokes to my desired pigmentation. I don't want something overly pigmented where I'm like, But I don't want something that I'm gonna have to like sit there and build and I feel like I'm taking off everything that's underneath. And that's kind of how I feel about these. I just wish they were a little more pigmented. The formula is blendable, and if you like a more sheer bronzer formula and you can find a shade you like, I think they're good. They're just not my favorite. This is actually kind of at the top of the good category. It's almost in the yes. This is one of their blushes, and this is in the shade Shortbread. It is what I'm wearing on my face today. I love this color. I love it. It is that warm terracotta, but I feel like it still goes with a cool tone look. Of course, it goes with a more warm tone look as well. I love the color. I like the pigmentation on this as well. It is that right in between. I don't feel like I have to really work to build it up, but it's not overly pigmented off the bat. The only downside is it's very matte. It can sometimes look a little chalky, and I've had that experience in the past with ColourPop's pressed powder blushes. but the color is gorgeous. The pigmentation is gorgeous. If you like a flat matte blush, you would probably like this. I just like something with a little more life to it. All right, now we're gonna go to the meh category. See, these are things that are like, it's fine. It's not terrible, but... So the first thing is the JOAH TMI Velvet Lip Color. So this is a liquid lipstick. I did do a full face of JOAH Beauty quite a while ago now. I'm just finishing up using the products. I will link it down below if you want to see that video. But this is a velvet mousse liquid lipstick. You've seen these before. This isn't a new type of formula. I have mine in the shade You Up. I like the color. It's a warm nude. It's beautiful. Like, the color is perfect for me, but it is that matte liquid lipstick. It's not overly drying, but it definitely dries down, and it definitely, you know, doesn't hydrate my lips, doesn't make my lips feel great. So I'm really not going to reach for a product like this over a lot of other products I have in my collection. I have a million lip products. This is not one I'm going to reach for. I really was forcing myself to reach for this to review. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Another thing in the meh category, I bought the AF94 Backline Liquid Eyeliner. I have mine in the shade Cowboy Code. So this is their liquid liner. It comes in like a pot situation, which already is not my favorite, but I've been looking for a brown liquid liner that actually looks brown, that doesn't look black, okay? I've been using the One Size liquid liner, and I like it. I've talked about it before. I won't go too into it. It's not my favorite, but I like it. So I'm looking for one, and automatically when I pulled this out, I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. It is a pretty stiff tip. It's not super flexible. And looking at it like on the component, it looks brown, but once you use it on your eyes and it dries down to pretty darn close to black. It's very, very dark brown. You almost can't tell that it's brown. And that's kind of the whole point of what I was looking for. And there's actually another brown in the line that's even darker than this. So this was the lighter of the two browns. And I just didn't feel like it was what I was looking for. But with that being said, I still have been using it. I've been getting use out of it. It's not terrible. I can work with it. I can use it. I will use it up. I won't repurchase it. There you go. Okay, another one in the category of meh is this blush from Too Faced. So this is the Cloud Crush Blurring Blush in Velvet Crush. Wow, that is hard to say. Say that 5 times fast. Packaging, stunning. Absolutely beautiful. It looks like the Gucci blushes. It looks luxurious. It looks vintage. It looks cute. You open it up, you've got the Too Faced logo embossed in the pan. Very beautiful. Color, really pretty. It's like a warm cinnamony pink, really gorgeous. Scented, very strongly scented. It smells like bug spray to me. I haven't heard anyone else say that, so it could just be me, but it smells like bug spray to me. Not like the most terrible bug spray I've ever smelled, but... And then I just don't feel like the performance of this is great. It actually kind of reminds me of the ColourPop blushes, where it's a good pigmentation level, but it's very matte and it just looks really flat. It doesn't really give my cheeks anything special, and especially for the price, I definitely could have skipped on this one. I was really looking forward to these launching though, so I would have bought it anyway, but I would say save your money. I don't feel like these are the best blushes that I've tried, and especially for the price, if you like a matte blush, I would go for the ColourPop. You're gonna save a lot of money and virtually get the same effect, in my opinion. And then last but not least in the meh category is the highlighter from the ColourPop collection, their permanent line. I have mine in the shade Minted. Mostly this is the shade. I went to Ulta to pick this up in store, and really, they only had 3 shades in store. This is the one I felt that would work for me the closest. For me personally, it's too opaque. I don't love that. It's just a little too pigmented for me, and it's not really shiny. So, you know, I prefer something a little shinier without such a deep base or such a pigmented base to it. I want it to more like mesh with my skin, and I feel like it sits on top of my skin. It's not the worst highlighter I've ever used. I will continue to use it. And also the shade is just very yellow and it's quite bright. It's just not my favorite. It's not terrible. Like I said, I can work with it. It's fine, but it's not something I would necessarily recommend. Okay, now we're down to the it's gonna be a no for me dog category. These are products that I didn't enjoy using. Let's do it. So I got this Sigma Liquid pen eyeliner with a like free with a purchase or whatever, and it's a black liquid liner with a felt tip. Already, I'm not a fan. It's just extremely hard to use. I even have a hard time just simply drawing a line on my upper lash line just so I can put a pair of lashes on to camouflage the lash band. I have such a hard time doing that. It doesn't glide. It doesn't draw a thin line. I have to like extend the line up because I just cannot get it to be precise. I can't get it to glide over my eyelid. Making a wing is a disaster with this product. I don't recommend it. I don't like it, unfortunately. At least it was free. And then the last product I want to throw in here is another item from AF94. So I bought a pair of their false lashes. So these are just in the style 03. They looked like the most dramatic lashes that they offered at the store. So these were the ones I wanted to try. The other ones were very, very subtle. I don't like these at all. They are so hard to apply. The band is so incredibly stiff. I had a really hard time applying these. And once they were on my eyes, they were really uncomfortable. I'm used to wearing lashes. I've worn lashes for many, many years. I can pretty much take almost any pair of lashes and they don't bother me. These ones bothered me. They just felt heavy, they felt stiff, they were really hard to apply, and they're pretty once they're on, but it's not worth the journey. It's not worth the journey. All right, and that is it for the speed reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on any of these products if you've tried them. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let's chat. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot when you do that. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you leave. I do upload videos weekly, and I'd love to see you back on my channel again. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.